seen it.
I've got it.
Good, so I've got it as well. It's particularly important for retailers that have got the physical shops, because what we do, I think, I can probably say this with Moss, who's one of my clients, we can give the code to them and they can go in to the shop and show the voucher to the actual retailer, and they get the discount in store. So it's not so much, you can use it online, offline. So if you've got both of them, then voucher cards are a really good affiliate to go to with the codes.
Well, and then offline they just batch it back to say these were.
And there they can track they've been used.
I would say, looking at budgets increasing, I can imagine more of affiliate marketing managers and sort of the agencies are probably going to be more involved in the planning process, and should be really. It should be taken a lot more seriously, so that you guys can get involved in the overall marketing experience. There's a lot more integration. Because just sitting here, it sounds like Sophia's in a good place to kind of pull in from different resources and use the different tools to make affiliate marketing work better. And it would be great if a lot more merchants and as well as the agencies were involved in that early planning stage, and were able to sort of pull in their PR agencies to use social media for affiliate marketing better, to pull in their sort of direct mail agency to sort of send out better mailings to their affiliates. Those type of things would really just make it work a lot harder, resource being an issue. There's
a lot of noise being made in the industry at the moment about how affiliates get rewarded, what percentage of the sale they're rewarded with, because due to the channel that they sent the traffic through, how much of the sale they generated. What are your thoughts on that? Proportional representation of the sale, giving a percentage of the commission to a content affiliate, a percentage of the commission to a voucher affiliate. What are your thoughts on that? Is everyone aware of this debate that's going on at the moment?
It makes sense, doesn't it? As a user, you go through all sorts of channels. If you, you can take it out of fashion. If you were going to buy broadband, you go through a content site and etc. etc. So yeah, it makes sense that it should be done that way. And I suppose when affiliates are then therefore being at the end of the shopping channel, the funnel, that they're going to get now less commission technically, then they'd have to work a lot harder and create a lot more content sites that are going to make users go there. So I think it makes sense, and it should drive it forward.
Can there be a set standard though? Is every transaction not debatable? If somebody reads a blog last week, then comes through to a price comparison site, then sees that there's a voucher box and pops off to a voucher website, each and every transaction is going to be debatable. So how can we have sort of like a set standard for it? Is it possible at all?
Well, one thing you could have it so that only traffic from voucher code sites can see the voucher codes. Then you eliminate the problem of people coming from other sources and going to do that. A lot of people don't do that, but it's very easy to do. To show different versions of the page to different traffic sources. So that would be the way forward. I don't think you should necessarily slash the commission. I think you should just filter it out.
So actually removing the box for traffic.
Yeah.
It's just like the phone number that you can mask. It's the same thing. You can just mask different parts of the site, whether it's the voucher box or whether it's the phone number where people would call and purchase.
Which is another thing a lot of people don't do as well, to limit all the wastage, the leakage rather, not displaying phone number and whatnot. But yeah, it's so easy to do.
Well, we advise all of our merchants. When we sign up, advise, not force. International markets. It's as you know, Webgains is an international network. We do have platforms in various countries across Europe and in the US. I know that a number of merchants that we're working with now have gone international through the translation of their site into the local language, through having account management in that area, actually employing people in that area to work on their affiliate program out there. Affiliates, are you guys going to be doing that? Agencies, are your merchants looking to do that? How are they doing that? Merchants, have you done that? If so, what have been the successes?
We have international presence. Yeah, there you go. So we've recently launched a German language site, still wholly run from the UK, but we have a German account manager who lives and works in Munich for us. And I think that's important for us because not that we're high-end fashion, but there's a big difference between what German people will wear and buy against what we'll wear and buy. They don't all wear lederhosen all the time, but you need a kind of an international presence there. You need someone there, but we feel we can run it effectively from the UK. But we have to make sure it's done in the right way, and what it can't be is just a UK site trying to flog stuff to German people in local language. We need we have to try and get it right. Hopefully, by working with an affiliate network internationally, that should help us get to those local affiliates. We're yet to get true international affiliates yet, and I think that may happen with big media companies, but at the moment it's not quite right, and it's not quite there. And I think truly in my opinion, the best affiliates are those local ones who specialise. I'm sure if you guys try and cover all the markets across Europe all the time and everything that's going on, you'd dilute your kind of message, and it wouldn't necessarily work in the same way. So I think you need someone locally talking to those, the local fashion journalists or affiliates or whatever they may be. But for us, it should be a simple win to take on new countries as long as the customer service is right. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thanks very much.
Something else we did at TD with Dorothy Perkins was they were obviously purely UK. They could deliver internationally, could deliver to Europe, but they had no presence there. So it was something as straightforward as just going through a search affiliate, allowing him to bid on brands on France, Google, German Google, and all Dorothy Perkins needs to do was just have one landing page in that language, and that's where the users go through and then straight through. And they ended up, it was JV Web that did it, and they were in the top 4 affiliates on the program straight away, and were since after I left. So that was something that was pretty straightforward, and all the merchant needs to do is just create one page in that language.
Yeah, I think a landing page and banners goes a long way than just launching a site that's all in English, all completely. And that's a lot of merchants do that. But if possible, if you can create a landing page and local banners.
So we're talking about the homepage, and then they have to shop in English, or we're talking about a specific link to a specific product, and that page will be translated.
When Dorothy Perkins did it, it was just a landing page, just a welcome.
Right.
You're going to go through to the English site, etc., etc.
And
they just click through.
The language and where they're from.
It depends what market you go into. Sweden and Denmark, they're good territories because the penetration of English speakers is massive. So it's not necessarily a big jump for them. Whereas into Spain is quite a much more difficult thing to do. But then you've got the customer point of view where they land on a French landing page, for example. They think it's a French site and then come off into an English site. Certainly things like delivery terms and conditions and those bits are really important to be in local language. And then you've got the problem with returns as well, which is an interesting one internationally.
I think you've got the affiliates to worry about as well. If your creative isn't in the local language, then it's seriously going to damage their conversion rate. So they're less likely to get behind it. So I think that's important. It's important too. Good.
So what are the countries that you're targeting at the moment? France, US?
For us, it's just Europe. US is a ridiculously massive place. It's incredibly hard to get anywhere near unless you put a lot of money into it. It's the same language, but it's a completely different language, and returns is the huge thing in US. Import tax, those kind of things. Unless you're really going to put money into it, it's a pretty much impossible thing to do. Figleys tried it years ago and struggled. So for us, it's a less risky business just to go into a few different European countries rather than try and tackle the massive thing that the US is. And their internet shopping is still probably 18 months ahead of us in the way they work. And they've now got core merchants that are just mopping up everything. There's only 20 big retailers in the US and they take everything. So it'd be a really difficult market to
Customer service